Hello guys, in today's video we are going to go over the drug hydroxychloroquine. It's been in the press recently for its possible use as a treatment for COVID-19 virus. However, the use hasn't been conclusive as of yet, and the control group which is being referred to was very poor according to some scientists. Hence, we cannot be sure about its practical effects against COVID-19 virus right now. So let's get right into it. Hydroxychloroquine, which I am going to now refer to as HCQ, is sold under the brand name Plaquenil among others. It is a medication used to prevent and treat malaria in areas where malaria remains sensitive to chloroquine. Other uses include treatment of rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and polyphyria catania tarda. I might have pronounced that wrong. I am not good with biology. It is taken by mouth. It is also being studied as a treatment for coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19, as I had mentioned before. HCQ was approved for medical use by the United States in 1955, so it's a old drug, as you know. It is on the WHO list of essential medicines, the safest and the most effective medicines needed in the health system. In 2017, it was the 128th most commonly prescribed medication in the United States. Uh, I'd like to point that out. 128 is 2 to the 6th, 2 to the 7th power. It has more than 5 million prescriptions. Now let's see some other facts as well. Its medical use. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these diseases, and as I won't disrespect these diseases. HCQ is used to treat these diseases and certain types of malaria. It is considered the first line treatment for systemic lupus. Certain types of malaria resistant strains and complicated cases require different or additional medications. It is used to treat primary Sjögren's syndrome but has not been shown to be effective. It is used in the treatment of post-Lyme arthritis and the following activities. Some important contraindications are the drug label advises that HCQ should not be prescribed to individuals with known hypersensitivity to 4-aminoquinoline compounds. There are a range of other contraindications and caution required if patients have certain heart conditions, diabetes, or psoriasis. Now I'm going to refer to this research paper, High Yielding Continuous Flow Synthesis of Anti-Malarial Drug Hydroxychloroquine. I'm going to link the research paper in the description so you can go ahead and have a look at it as well. The authors are mentioned here. I have taken some snaps from the paper which I needed to discuss right now. So let's get right into it. Introduction. Our research group has been focused on development of new synthetic methods for the preparation of a variety of active pharmaceutical agents for global health application by employing the principles of process intensification. Now they've mentioned the casualties due to malaria and the fact that it is being used in as the malaria disease is getting resistant to chloroquine. Now let's have a look at the structures, hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine. You can see the only difference between the two is that there is a OH group in hydroxychloroquine and there is no OH group here in chloroquine. This can be understood due to the name as well. There is only the hydroxy word different in their names. There are additional uses of HCQ which are mentioned here. The main purpose of taking snaps from this research paper was for the following. This is the current method which is used for the synthesis of a key intermediate for the process which is used in the synthesis of HCQ. The key intermediate is this 5-ethyl 2-hydroxyethylamino pentane 2-one. So this is the current method which is used to synthesize this key intermediate which can then easily be used. You can see this is the kind of side chain which was present on the rings in the HCQ structure we saw earlier. So there are two methods overall. Let's have a look at the first one. You can see we have a starting material right here. This is a ketone with a chlorine substitution. Now we add ethylene glycol in presence of PTSA. PTSA is para-toluene sulfonic acid, also known as TSOH or tosylic acid. This acts as a protective group. We get a protective group right here. This protective group now will not get affected by other reactions going on. So you can see the other SN2 kind of reaction has taken place right here. Not exactly SN2, but you can see the reaction that chlorine has left and nitrogen has attached. It might be SN2, I'm not sure about that. So you can read the full research paper to go through it. Then we are seeing that we are getting this group. However, this group is still there, unhindered, unaffected by the reaction. And finally, we have our we add HCl, which removes this protective group, and we get this structure. The use for the protective group was that if we had added these substances, it might have reacted with the ketone as well. The other way to create this is straight away adding the two things in the presence of cobalt nitrate, nickel nitrate, magnesium oxide, or calcium oxide, and we get the product. So you can see these are the key intermediates, and this was the step which I wanted to go through. Now I have a question which was made by a friend of mine. I will have his credentials in the description box. His name is Viraj Agashi, and you can go have a look at his Quora profile as well. He's a very good writer, and he made these questions. He has a very good skill in creating questions, especially in chemistry. I'd say chemistry is his best topic, so go ahead, follow him in Quora as well. So let's have a look at the question. Hydroxychloroquine HCQ is an anti-malarial drug. Recently, it has been popularized as a possible preventive for COVID-19. However, the effectiveness remains to be seen. A research paper published by Eric Yu, the research paper which I mentioned earlier, and co-workers in 2018 gives a detailed process for the synthesis reaction. You can see this is the uh, exactly the molecule which we saw earlier. Now the entire synthesis involves three major steps: preparation of 4,7-dichloroquinoline, conversion of 5-fluoropentane to key intermediate X, which we saw, and the nucleophilic attack of X on P, which is 4,7-dichloroquinoline, to form HCQ. So you can see the entire synthesis can be broken down into three steps. Now we have two questions for you. The first question is a key starting reagent ingredient for the step 1 of the synthesis is 3-chloroaniline. Now which of the following reactions can yield that? So you have to see which of the following reactions will do that. And the second question is the following is the synthesis of X from 5-fluoropentanone, which is the intermediate. So you have to see the products and guess and find out what is X. As you can see right here, we have this 5-fluoropentanone. The same steps happen here. This is where the steps begin to differ. So you can have a look at these questions. I'll add the solutions in the description box or as a pinned comment. You can try it yourself for now.